How do we get out of here? Okay, enough with the scary stuff. Most of you who know me know that I would never purposefully walk into a place like that. In reality, these tunnels are really not very scary at all. There's many children walking around us right now. These tunnels are part of the Ex Convento Desierto de los Leones, or in English, the Ex Convent of the Desert of the Lions, which was home to Catholic monks outside of Mexico City. I decided to take a journey into the past with my trusty tour guide, Letty, and Letty took me to Mexico's very first national park, the Desert of the Lions, which is neither a desert and there aren't any lions. It's just the name of the abandoned convent within its forest. The name Leones actually belonged to the De Leon family, who collaborated with the construction of the building. It was given the name Desert due to the location of the park that was built in a place far away from the city. Unlike other areas of Mexico, these woods, ironically, were never settled by the Aztecs. And when the Spaniards arrived, this beautiful convent was actually built by the monks who first inhabited it. During this time, many Spanish architects from Spain, they felt it was beneath them to offer their services in New Spain. So the local monks had to learn the skill themselves through books, and it was they who built this beautiful structure led by Friar Andrés de San Miguel, who chose to build their convent here due to its peaceful surroundings and its distance from the city. The first stone was laid on January 23rd, 1606, which started the construction of the first convent with 10 hermitages surrounding it. The life of the monks who occupied the building would have been simple, and their life would have been hard due to their vow of poverty, silence, and chastity they had taken. In addition to the vow of silence that prohibited the monks from communicating with each other, they also were required to walk barefoot, which must have been terrible considering the terrain and often cold temperatures, especially at night. They did develop a system of signs and signals to allow effective communication. For example, they would make the sign of a cross with an open hand in order to ask the priest for something, or they would pretend to beat eggs in order to request their presence in the kitchen. Women were not allowed to access the convent. Any woman who trespasses the wall would be banned from the Catholic Church. Just for welcoming or saying goodbye to visitors would be considered a violation of their vows of silence, and an example of their penance would be to walk barefoot at night with a heavy cross with a crown of thorns on their head, just like Jesus. When the War of Independence began in 1810, the monks had to abandon their peaceful convent, and the property was given to the government of the city and used as a military headquarters, and that lasted until the beginning of the 19th century. However, some locals tell that the monks never really went away, and the current convent is surrounded by legends about ghosts and other supernatural entities. Over the years, many visitors have reported seeing ghosts of barefoot and hooded monks and the feeling of their presence watching them. During the months of October through December, night tours are given, not only to celebrate the Day of the Dead or the Dia de los Muertos, but to keep the legends of the ghosts alive. Within the tunnels, children are sometimes placed in the corners and told to touch the legs of the visitors during the most tense moments of the storytelling. Can you find the ghosts in this video? There are 3. Post the time codes where you saw ghosts in this video in the comments below if you think you saw them. The convent was officially declared a national park on November 27th in the year 1917. The original name was Desierto de Nuestra Señora del Carmen de los Montes de Santa Fe. But over the time, people modified it in the nearby communities and started calling it Desierto de los Leones, or Desert of the Lions. Nowadays, the structure has a number of areas that has been restored, beautifully restored, and open to the public. The park that surrounds the monastery offers activities such as camping, mountain biking. The park is located within the Federal District of Mexico City, near the town of Guajimalpa. The best way to access the park is by car due to, well, there's really no public transportation there at this time. On this day, Letty and I took Uber there and took a taxi back, both with very reasonable rates. Today, parts of the convent can be rented for whatever type of event that you might have, like weddings or quinceañeras. One of the local stories as to why the ghosts of the monks remain is to protect the treasure they left behind in the forest. Well, I did find a treasure, and that was in the popular restaurant located right there on the convent grounds. The quality of the food, the affordable prices would keep any ghost from leaving his post. So if you don't want to be haunted, be sure to subscribe and check out my Patreon page located in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. When I was a little kid, I wanted one of those uniforms so bad. And now look at them, they all have them.
Mira ella.
¿Te cruzas la calle? ¿Ah, ya pudiste? Te cruzas la calle y en esa... ahí está el convento. Y ya es
hasta el restaurante, ¿no?
Sí.
Claro, ok, gracias.
Sí, de nada.
Ay, cuidado.
¿Estás bien? Sí, estoy bien.